Welcome back to another exciting edition of the My Wife Thinks podcast. It's me, Jordan Macon, joined by my lovely wife,
Adrienne. Make it.
That was a little forced, babe. A little forced.
Shh, you're disrupting Gray.
We're also joined by Gray, who, if you're watching video of this, which I think I'll make available, Gray, our cat Gray, who likes to eat plastic and was ruining our last episode.
Oh,
she can't do that to the mic.
I'm sorry.
No rubbing her head against the mic.
Okay, she's just so happy.
So our last episode, I'm glad she's happy. Our last episode, we talked about our anniversary, but I realized there's one thing we didn't talk about, which was the journal that was left.
Oh my gosh, how did we forget about that?
I had remembered, but I wanted to save it for this episode.
Don't act all coy. I was giving us an out.
No, I knew.
Oh, I remember too.
I remembered. No, you didn't. I did.
Okay, the journal was pretty phenomenal.
So this is a weird cottage, really nice, on Lakai property.
It's like this, like a little cabin, and it has its own private hot tub and spa, and nobody can see you, and you just look out at all the fall colors. I mean, because we were there in October, so it was fall time, but it was really cute, very secluded, loved it. Perfect spot for a horror movie to take place.
Which is very true. I did get a little. Did you get freaked out at night at all? You slept pretty well.
I slept pretty well.
Yeah.
I only got freaked out a couple times on the last night.
I just always wake up at 3 a.m., which I've heard is the devil's hour. And
oh, yeah. Isn't it like the witching hour or something?
Yeah. It's when all the demons come out. I wake up almost on the dot 3 a.m. every morning to urinate. But
your bladder is like, yes, this is the devil's work.
Weirdly enough, both nights at the cottage, I could not fall asleep for like an hour and a half after. I usually come back and go right back to sleep. And there's just lots of stuff in that cottage. So I kept on being like,
yeah,
am I gonna
there's
see
lots
a
of
ghost?
weird mirrors too. Like they had all these armoires and stuff, and they had like mirrors in it, but then like perforated by all the
Yeah.
woodworking, and so like reflections are going off in different directions.
But the key feature of this cottage was there's a little journal where people can leave. Oh, we had such a great time here.
That's the key feature.
Yeah.
It was a guest log.
It's the best feature it was my favorite feature.
I did make you read it to me as a bedtime story.
So there's just one. I should have taken pictures of more of these entries. So there's one entry. This is from April of last year.
It's
written in
the best
junior high looking handwriting.
Oh, that is being kind. This looked like murderer chicken scratch.
And it says, "We celebrated our wedding here. They made everything so simple, and the day went perfectly. Then we came back to this lovely little cabin to relax and lose our virginity, smiley face. Hope Lakai treats you as well as they did us." I won't give their names, but I did look them up on Facebook just to know who had sex in the
and they
bed.
look exactly how you're picturing.
Yep. BYU kids. So that was an amazing entry. It set the bar kind of high.
Yeah.
But then a couple entries later, someone scolded them, which I don't think they're coming back to read the after the fact entries.
That was the best.
But they said nobody wants to hear about what happened in the bed they're currently staying in. Mm-hmm. And then they used a Lord of the Rings reference to tell them to be quiet, which I am struggling to find out what's more nerdy than writing about losing your virginity or writing a Lord of the Rings reference to shame people about losing their virginity. They said nobody wants to hear about it. Keep it. I forget the Gandalf quote. Keep it secret. Keep it safe. About the ring of power.
Yeah, wasn't it keep it sacred, keep it secret?
No, that's Mormonism. That's not Lord of the Rings.
Sorry.
Oh, there's a big overlap in those two
There
things.
is. Also, that particular entry was written by two names that could both be females. So then we were questioning, are they friends staying here just like because it's a cool cabin? Or are they shaming? Are they nerds? Like we had so many questions about, these people.
Why'd it matter if it was two women?
Well, I'm just saying that especially in the state of Utah, then any other state, you'd be like, oh, they're together. That's great. But in Utah, then you're like, are they battling with who they are? Are they not? Are they best friends? Are they not? We don't know. We have questions. It kind of changes the meaning, I think, about their intention.
Just let people love who they want to love, babe.
Oh my gosh, I agree. I have no problem with who anyone wants to love.
It's coming off a
Much
little weird.
to the detriment of my
You're
family.
coming off a little like we don't like them here in Utah type of language.
Stop.
Just checking. I was just checking in.
Stop. I don't like it. I know you're joking with me right now, but I don't like that.
Okay. You're an ally, though.
Don't ask it like it's a question.
I'm just letting you clear up the record.
Of course. I'm just saying.
Just saying.
That there were questions about the intention behind their
true.
keep it secret.
Then the rest were just boring about wedding anniversaries.
I feel like you really tried to shame me just now. And
I did.
I had the best intentions.
I know you did. This
Okay,
is part of the podcast. I try and get under your skin a little bit.
I forgot that part.
And there's only one episode where it ended in
Gray
tears.
is lashing her tail.
Do you remember the episode that ended in tears and I never posted the episode?
You never posted it?
Yeah, I don't remember. It just felt weird. I don't remember what I was making fun of you about.
I don't remember what you were making fun of me about either. But I remember being so distraught that you literally hated me at the end of it.
That's so sad. Just
And
so I love you.
I can't
and
even
I'm
remember what it
teasing
was
you.
about.
It's a teasing.
Ew, stop it.
What?
Don't let the listeners know.
You can't have it both ways.
You can't tell me you
mad,
love me.
Mad when I mean, and then mad when I say I love you.
I can do what I want.
Don't disturb
I'm
Gray.
an independent woman.
Okay, thanks, Kesha. I feel like there was one more entry about having sex in the cabin, but am I wrong?
Was that the people who were there for their 26th wedding anniversary? Because they said that this is where they spent, or this is where they got married 26 years ago, and then they were back, and they were like, it was just as magical as last time.
Yeah, I feel like there was one more, though. Maybe that was the only one that was explicit.
But a lot of them were just like, it's a very romantic place to be.
But I'll tell you, it is wild laying in a bed, reading a journal entry about people losing their virginity in that very bed, and then looking up pictures of them online to see what they look like.
It is surreal. If you've never had the opportunity to do that, I feel like hotels should start doing that. Be like, hey, if you spend an extra $50, we'll show you who has stayed in this room before you, so that you can just know.
And you can pay more to see who's had sex in the room.
No, I just mean that you're
Not see
probably
them have
assuming.
sex, just they check a box.
Oh yeah. Please fill out this survey on your way out. Were you intimate? Yes or no?
Yeah, Marriott's need to have the Bible, the Book of Mormon, and a log of
Oh my gosh, I would pay so much money
something for everyone.
just see those pictures. Once again, not pictures of people being intimate, just to know the headshots of who had been in the room.
Yeah, but I was telling you, we ended up not leaving an entry, or did you? Before we
No, we
left?
didn't. I didn't have a pen on me.
Oh, I had a pen. I just didn't think we cared. I wanted to leave an
I would've
entry
done it.
that was written in like really panicked big writing that said like,
I hated
they come
this.
for you at night. We've barricaded the doors, but we cannot get out. We don't know if we're going to make it. We need to make it to daybreak, and then have it cut off. And then maybe have a bloody handprint kind of smeared on it.
Yeah, he thought that was the funniest thing.
It's
I was
pretty
like,
funny.
I don't think that people really want that.
It's not about them wanting it.
It's about them needing
It's about
it.
us knowing we mess with people.
I was going to say like, hey, it was our 6th anniversary. We were really excited to finally lose our virginity. But the bed was so comfortable after, so-and-so broke it in April of 2022 that I just fell right asleep. And it's the same excuse I've been using for the last 6 years. Do you think he'll ever notice? #help.
That would have been okay. Here's what. Because here's the thing. If I saw that and written in a book what I said, I would think it was a joke, obviously. But those times where I woke up in the middle of the night, I'd be thinking about that post.
I know you would. I
And
don't want to spook people out.
That's what's funny about it. That it ruins their stay.
Yeah, that's so
It's funny.
Oh my gosh.
All right, let's get into the news.
The news.
A phenomena is overtaking the country, and it is
The solar eclipse already happened.
Come on, this is going to be broadcast 2 weeks after that, so
I'm just saying it already happened.
yeah, Christmas already happened, but I'm not mentioning it on the podcast.
That was months ago. Okay, keep in mind that 2 episodes ago we were talking about Barbie and Oppenheimer. Okay.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to tighten it up a little bit.
Okay. Okay, what are we talking about?
The Taylor Swift Eras Tour is now in theaters. And women, mostly, are buying tickets. They're going into theaters.
I'm sorry. Did you do any sort of poll? Do you have any sort of demographic information about who is buying tickets?
It's women.
According to our TikTok videos that we've seen, it's mostly women.
There's some dudes there. But they are screaming, dancing, desecrating theaters. And it annoys me. And I'm a huge Taylor Swift fan. I'm not even as huge as you. Maybe huge isn't right. I'm a big Taylor Swift fan.
You're not a big or huge Taylor Swift fan. You're like yeah, she's got some decent music sometimes.
No. She's not my type of music, but I think she's extremely talented. I'm not messing with you right now.
I mean, I can say that about like...
Babe, it helps my argument if I'm a big Taylor Swift fan.
I know, but I'm saying that. I don't think you are.
I am. I've seen her twice.
Yeah, for me.
But I liked both of them.
Yeah, because she's the best entertainer in the world.
I almost agree with that.
Okay, I'm saying that you, not a Taylor Swift fan, were still like converted.
I know. That's why I think I'm a pretty big fan. I've been to
You're
two
not
concerts.
a big fan. You're a mediocre fan at best.
Her album, Speak Now, helped me get through junior high.
No. Even then, Speak Now came out when I was in high school.
I know, so I would have been in junior high.
That's not true. And then the other part of that is I had a thought. Give me a minute because that was just too overwhelming. I blanked. I can't remember.
Cool. Great content, babe.
You saw them for me. You didn't enjoy. Oh, I remember. You still to this day tell me that Katy Perry is a better singer.
No, I don't think that's true.
You argued that like literally like a few months ago.
Just because you move your hand like that doesn't mean that you're making a good point. No, I said I like Katy Perry better because her music is more influenced by like 90s rock. And so it's more for me. Taylor Swift, I think, is a more prolific, better performer, better stage show.
He is saving face right now.
No.
We argued this for so long.
I will still argue. I would like if I just listen to one artist the rest of my life, it'd be Katy Perry. That's because that's her music is more my genre.
Out of everyone, or just between Taylor Swift and Katy Perry?
Who else is there?
Excuse me. Sorry for questioning.
So, okay, we have it. We've settled that I'm a huge Taylor Swift fan.
Oh, clearly.
So obviously, I'm going to support whatever she does. Mm-hmm. But this is one area where I cannot. And it really bothers me that people are singing and dancing in theaters.
Okay.
I understand. Let me just have my moment here.
Okay, soapbox. Soapbox it up, baby.
Some theaters advertise, say, hey, this is one where you can come sing and dance. Mm-hmm. I don't like that. One, because I would actually like to go see that, but there's no chance I would ever go see it with people singing and dancing down at the bottom. It would ruin it for me. I'm also a person, and you're also a person that is easily annoyed by people being loud in movie theaters.
I don't like you projecting things onto me,
but it's true.
Also I am. Yes, that is true.
Yeah. I think we talked about it in the Oppenheimer episode that was recorded 6 months ago. But the guy at the Oppenheimer that was just
he was
yelling.
so annoying.
Yeah.
Why would he yell? It's so stupid.
And I think we're just losing some of like, hey, a theater's a place where you can go and expect people around you to not act like morons.
Are you just saying that the theater is losing its sanctity?
It is. I just said desecrated earlier. You know what my point is here. So... But I've been having arguments. I've been employing you, even though you might not totally agree with me.
He's been using my name.
I said, my wife's the biggest Taylor Swift fan, and she's against this as well. So take that. Because we were my voice chat group, which is a toxic, terrible place.
The worst. Like, imagine the worst parts of humanity. This is what they celebrate in this chat. It's demoralizing and terrifying.
And we were discussing the Taylor Swift thing and sending just the worst TikToks of women dancing. It's Taylor Swift. Like, it's so bad you can't even hear the concert anymore. Just their off-tune, desperate voices. And We were saying how awful it was. And one of our other friends...
are they worshiping in their church? Basically.
It's not a church. It's a movie theater.
You know what? What is it? Where 3 or more members of the Taylor Swift love are gathered, therein is T. Swift Zion.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Obviously made up on the spot because
yes.
it wasn't that good. No, that was great.
Yeah, no, I have self-esteem. It's fine.
I'm not against this overall. I was telling you, if you had like a cool venue or music venue where they played the concert and people could sing and dance.
So you want like an event center or like a concert area?
Which they do. They do stuff like that. I think even before, there was like a weird Taylor Swift thing that I almost bought tickets for us to go to, but it sounded dumb because it's a pre-recorded thing. But it was at like a music venue.
Okay.
It was like a Taylor Swift night, but they were going to play music videos and everybody's going to hang out. So I'm not against this totally. But I am against it in movie theaters. And here's what bothers me too. Some of these videos were saying...
Hold on. Why are you against it in movie theaters?
Because it sets a precedent for people to be more annoying in theaters.
So now you're the Supreme Court of the movie theaters.
Yeah, I wish I was. Because I would outlaw phones. I would outlaw... If you get one warning for talking in a theater, and then you're out.
For life or just that movie?
Life.
Oh, okay.
Why not?
Honestly, I'm kind of there with you.
Just maybe a month ban.
Okay.
That would teach them a lesson. Just because I love movies. They're my favorite thing. And every movie I go to, especially a big movie people are excited about, as soon as I sit down, I'm looking at people around me and I'm saying, who's going to be an issue? Am I going to be able to enjoy this or am I going to be
You
annoyed?
prejudge people about it too. Like there was this group of girls when we were going to go see Barbie and they had their phones out. Like the trailers weren't even going yet. And you were like... Jeez.
Well, they were being loud, though.
They were fine in the movie, but before the movie even started, you were like prepped to loathe them.
But I've tried to be more like...
I mean, I do it too. I'm blaming you right now. Like, I also participate in this.
I try to be like, okay, people can talk to the trailers. Do I prefer it? No. I think they should be silent as soon as they enter the theater.
It's mostly your friends who have been annoying on this.
Yeah, Andrew Hobbs, which if he listens to this, he's a better friend than I thought he was. But...
We're calling you out, sir. Annoying. He already knows. We call him out.
I'm just like, just watch stuff at home. Just if you want to have like a loud movie experience, just do it at home. Mm-hmm. But people are also saying, no, this is amazing because it's giving the concert experience to people that couldn't afford to go to the actual concert. Oh, by charging double price. I'm fine with it, Taylor. Make your money, but it's not like you're doing a charity here.
Stop. You're so mean.
I'm not being mean. Also, You're watching a screen. You're not at a concert. If you think you're at a concert, there's something wrong with your brain. This is a screen. It's pre-recorded.
Sorry, you've never sung to a music video before?
I have, but I'm aware that I'm not at the concert. So them saying it's like she's recreating the concert so everyone can get a taste of it. No, you're watching a screen.
Yeah, but it's still the concert.
It's not a concert experience.
Okay, but that's what she's like. She's a forward thinker, revolutionizing. Like, have you not heard this?
Revolutionize somewhere else, speaking as Taylor Swift's biggest fan.
You are not her biggest fan.
So anyway. So what's your line on this?
My line is this. If I were going to this, I would want to sit in the seat and revel in her splendor. I would not want to listen to some 15 to 45-year-old woman next to me standing up, screaming her heart out because she's going through a breakup / divorce. I feel you, girl. We've all been there. But also, can you do it softer?
You've been divorced?
I mean, breakups / divorce.
Okay.
I said 15 to 45.
Are we going through a divorce right now?
About to. We're prepping. I'm just grieving in advance, just in case. Okay, so yes, I don't want the whole sing-along experience, but I do love that there is a sing-along experience accessible to people, because I was lucky enough to be able to go to the Taylor Swift concert not once but twice, like 2 nights in a row. And it was magical. And there were things I saw on the second night that I missed on the first night because I was too excited. I'm so grateful I was able to go. And I know that a lot of people weren't, even though they did all the right steps. They were like verified fans. They tried to get tickets. They were willing to get resale tickets, all that stuff. So I actually really love that she's doing this. Your point of selling tickets for like double what a movie costs, I actually don't have a problem with that, mostly because it's Taylor Swift doing it. But secondly,
I don't have a problem with it either.
Because it's based on a live event that, I mean, like, she put her own money out for this. This is not like a Hollywood situation. This is her. And I know that she's one of the richest people in the world, but it still means something to me that she didn't go to anyone else for additional money when she could have, and they would have backed her. But she wanted to own it all, which is so badass. I love it. I love her.
Me too. We're both her biggest fans.
Stop it. The line that I have is, I don't think that the theater is sacred necessarily, but I do think that there should be a firm line between this is a sing-along showing and this is a movie theater showing. So I understand that they're both in the theater, but there should be parameters set and you should know what you're getting into. Because if I want to go in and experience it as like throw myself into it and not hear anybody else, and I just want to hear Taylor, that's incredible, and I should be able to do that. I also think that anyone who wants to go scream their hearts out and like fling friendship bracelets throughout the theater can do that and be celebrated for it.
My rebuttal is this.
Okay.
How do you can't control the Taylor Swift fans. There's going to be some that buy a ticket to the non-sing-along version, and they're going to be like, Tay-Tay's speaking to me.
No, that's so easy. They like just get kicked out. I honestly think
you're going to have these minimum wage 15-year-old boys go in.
Oh, why are theaters only hiring 15-year-old minimum wage boys? Why aren't they 15-year-old minimum wage girls?
Because they all
or
quit.
Non-binary?
They all quit to go see.
No, they get to see it for free.
Look, I'm the ally on this podcast.
Stop it. I'm just saying that, like, I do understand that would be difficult as a theater to enforce, but I do think that, like, it puts them in an uncomfortable situation. I do think that they would be able to enforce it, but I think it would also help if someone from management in the theater went before the Taylor Swift thing started and said, like, hey, just as a reminder, you purchased a theater experience, which means no singing, dancing, whatever. If you would like to exchange your ticket for a different showing where you can sing along, like, come see me now, because we won't switch those tickets later.
But then if you have 30 enraged Taylor Swift fans saying,
good thing you own a business and you have security.
I think your vision of what theaters can do is great. But as they don't have the funding, the government needs to fund.
The government needs to fund the government to
fund the Taylor Swift enforcement.
Nice. I just think that, like, it's up to the venue to determine what the boundaries are and to also state what, like, here's the boundary. If you cross that boundary, you will no longer be welcome. You will not get your money back. You will be ejected. You will go to prison. You will die. You know, whatever. Like, whatever the consequences are, just communicate those.
Oh, if it was the Taylor Swift fan would be killed if they started to sing along to a Taylor Swift. I meant
that as hyperbole.
I know, but let's just investigate it for a minute.
Okay.
Think about how hard that would be of Taylor Swift fan knowing that if they started singing along at all, they would die immediately. But then also being surrounded by Taylor Swift and, like, in it. I think there'd be a lot of deaths.
I think there would be deaths, but then also I think it would basically be like assisted suicide, you know, where, like, I don't want to live without Taylor Swift in my life at all times. And also, if
we're not saying all times, we're saying
no, but listen, movie. I'm not done. Jeez. I'm gonna let you finish, Kanye. Jeez. Okay, so they're like, I want Taylor Swift with me at all times, and I know that I will never have access to her except through this, my death, and I will dedicate my life to her through song of course, the 10-minute, 13-second version of All Too Well. And then Taylor would probably see the list of everyone who died, and then they would be like, I'm assuming that's still what people would do. I don't know. I'm not cool
For those
anymore.
listening, she pounded her chest and gave a peace sign.
Yep. Do you have a problem with where I draw my line? Because I'm fine with people singing along. I just want everyone else in the theater to be like on board with it too.
I think,
I don't want anyone ruining fun for someone else.
I think yours is probably more practical for what's set up. Mine is more a utopia of what's best for everyone. That I know.
Is it best for everyone? What
Yeah.
if they want to all be friends? Like, did you see the TikTok of everyone like dancing in a circle at the very front?
Yeah,
I know
vomited.
that's your worst nightmare for a theater. I loved it. I just would hate it if that's not what I went to the theater
You loved
expecting.
it, but if you were there, you would hate it. And I'm thinking about the people with boots on the ground in the theater.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That like if they go to a showing where they know that that's not allowed, then it's fine.
I just don't think Taylor Swift fans will listen to it. They're unruly.
Oh my gosh.
As one myself, I know how unruly I get.
Okay, I do appreciate the comparison though between Taylor Swift fans that are being like demonized for like, oh my gosh, they're so wild and crazy and shrieking and screaming and dressing up and all this stuff. Like comparing that to like sports fanatics who are primarily male. It's very funny because as soon as you do that, like really intense sport fanatic men are like, it's not the same. I'm like, oh, really? You painted your entire chest? You waxed the logo of your team into your hairy chest, and that's somehow like less intense than a 25-year-old woman dressing up as like the Reputation era? Please tell me about how stupid you are.
Yeah, to me, the live events, that's totally fine. Like, the craziness of Taylor Swift fans does not bother me. I mean, there was a lady at the Taylor Swift
Then why
concert.
are you calling it craziness? Isn't it just fanaticism?
Because women are crazy and men are logical.
Oh my gosh.
Just kidding. Yeah, because Brian in our chat said that, like, well, when they look at you at sporting events, they think that you're crazy. I'm like, well, it's a live event. I have a problem with Taylor Swift fans getting crazy at a live concert.
Okay, when we watch it at home, you also go
That's
crazy.
still a live event. If they were
That's
doing a
true.
live broadcast with Taylor Swift concert, that would be fine. I still think a movie theater is a bad place to do that. But the live aspect of it.
Okay, I see your point.
Thank you. I think we don't need to do the podcast anymore. I just needed that soundbite. I just needed that. I see your
Just
point.
once, and then you'll just put it on all of your opinions from here on out. No, I see your point for this, but especially with movie theaters and there's like relative soundproofing between rooms, like I just don't think it's a big deal.
I would bet there are theaters next door. Sometimes you can be in the theater, you can hear like the
The
explosions
bass, like the
and stuff.
boom, boom. Yeah.
You would hear shrieking. Shrieking. And then
It's a good thing it's October,
shrieking.
and then it's a lot of scary movies in theater anyway, and they're like, oh man, that must be a real scary movie next door.
It's a bloodfest.
They're like, yeah, it is a blood fest, and it was John Mayer who is being sacrificed, and Jake Gyllenhaal.
And soon, Travis Kelce. I guess we should end by talking about Travis Kelce, my mom, real quick.
Oh my gosh.
Because my mom
This is maybe my favorite thing that has happened in the history of ever.
loves the Chiefs, and she always says, I love Mahomes and I love Kelce. Mm-hmm. But just realized she never would say Travis Kelce. She says, Kelce there? Is that Kelce? Is that Kelce? Which,
Yeah, but she would say the same thing for Mahomes.
I know, but just know that it would never were
Yeah.
both names.
Yeah.
I think she would be able to say Patrick Mahomes, but it was always just Kelce. And so we're watching a Chiefs game at my parents' house, and I forget how it came up. I don't know. Told you. Maybe you start the story.
Oh, I think it was because I was talking about different sound clips I'd seen, or like different TikToks I'd seen of Travis and Jason.
Yeah, his brother's Jason.
Yeah,
Kelce.
Travis and Jason Kelce.
Well, let me double check that.
Is that it?
It sounds right to me.
I know it starts with a J.
Yeah, Jason Kelce.
Oh, thank goodness. And then she was like, oh, that's so cool. And I was like talking about some back and forth that they had done. And then it led into this.
And so what came up was the Amazon Prime documentary that's called Kelce, that's about Jason Kelce. And so I think this is how it came up originally. Someone goes, "Oh, I haven't. Is that Kelce thing good?" And I said, "Yeah, but it's not about him. It's about his brother." Oh, he has a brother? Oh, but why is it called Kelce?
We're like, oh,
His brother's Jason. Oh, so it's about Jason? Yeah.
So why is it called Kelce?
So this is Travis Kelce. Oh, okay. So Travis and Jason are brothers? Yeah. But is Kelce related to them? We go, what?
We're like, oh, that's their last name. It's Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce.
Oh, so Jason and Kelce are brothers. Jason Kelce.
Potentially, it might also be the same person.
And then there's silence for a while. So who's Travis?
Jordan and I lost it. This was not a bit. She was not pretending. She was so confused, and we're just sitting there watching the Chiefs game.
And we really had to lay it out. There are two brothers, Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce. And when she realized, she goes, I was wondering why he had his first name on his jersey. Everyone else has their last name.
Everyone else has their last name. But, I'm fine if someone wants to be different.
Just the pause of us really explaining it. Silence for a while. So who's Travis?
And she was like, okay, so Travis Kelce and then Jason Kelce. But then who's just Travis? Like, she thought that Travis and Travis Kelce, like, hyphenated name or something. Anyway, we were dying.
Oh, yeah. She thought it was like a first hyphenated name. Oh, so his full name's Travis
like Mary
Kelce?
Jane or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, it was really funny. Anyway, I think I would be not surprised if she's still confused the next time we see her.
Can we also talk about, I know that it might go a little long. Can we also talk about high tea, the witch's tea, and what your dad thought?
Oh, yeah. We had a surprise for my parents. The Grand America is a very nice, like the fanciest hotel in Salt Lake, maybe. I don't know. But it's very big. You can see it in The Last of Us ending scene, both video game and movie.
It's an old hotel. It's a super ritzy hotel.
Yeah. They do this tea time every day where you go and they serve you tea and
like
crumpets.
Really exotic different teas you can choose. And then they have like all these little like finger sandwiches and homemade or in-house made like pastries that are really exquisite, I guess. So I thought that it would be really fun because in the month of October, they theme it and they call it witch's tea. And so they decorate for Halloween. They have witches hats. So you're encouraged to dress up as a witch if you want to. I thought it'd be fun. We did it. I made reservations for Friday the 13th. Extra spooky. Let's do this. It would be a fun thing to do. So we made it a surprise because I love surprises. His mom loves surprises. I didn't think this through all the way, though, because his dad is a worrier and just immediately goes to
the
worst case
spot.
Scenario. So we get to his parents' house in time to, drive to Salt Lake. And Jordan is being feisty and a little abrupt because he's emailing on his phone. He's like, I have work stuff. We're going to tell them what we're doing. We can't just make them drive there without them knowing. And I'm like, well, actually, we could just say drive to Salt Lake. It would be fine. And then we'd pull up and it would be fun. And he was like, just tell them. And
I apologized.
He walks out of the room and then everyone's staring at me. And then his dad says like, and then I tell them, we're going to Witch's Tea. It'll be really fun. Just like, we were in kind of like Halloween-y type, like, I don't know, like a sweater. And his mom was wearing a Halloween necklace that she used to wear when she taught like grade school and stuff. It was cute. And his dad audibly like lets out this huge sigh of relief. And he was like, oh, that's so much better than what I thought we were going to do. And I was like, well, Carl, what were you thinking we were going to do? And he was like, I thought it was going to be something naked or a zip line or maybe both. And I was like, hey, I know that we're like close, but Why would you think I would ever do something that made you get naked? Like, that would be the
He's
surprise.
like maybe a family massage or something.
Yes, he was like, a family massage. And so then we teased him mercilessly about how, like, when we were leaving the Grand America from this tea time excursion, we were like, oh, okay, now we need to drive to Sundance for our naked zip line. But we teased them about Travis Kelce and naked massages. And the thing is that your dad never actually looked like fully relieved until we were all the way back home. And he could just like completely rule out that we weren't doing it. Like he was relieved that we had verbally told him it wasn't happening, but he didn't fully trust it until we were back to their house.
Yeah. My parents are wild. They're a good time.
They are. They're a fun time.
Okay. Well, I think that wraps up today's episode.
Great.
Just want to say
Great. Do you think that's good?
Yeah, make her meow right into the microphone. Oh, there she goes. Sorry, Greg. Go eat some plastic. Thanks for tuning in. You made fun of me for my professional sign off last week, so you do one.
I'm just saying, hey, thanks for listening to what I think. I appreciate it. You're the only one who listens.
It's a little forced.
I don't think it was forced. I think it was very genuine. They are
wifeys.
The only ones who listen.
I wish that were true.
Do you know what we're looking forward to next week?
On the podcast? Mm-hmm. We'll be looking forward to you fighting with... going back to the idea of crazy fans, which may have worked in this episode, but it's too long. We'll get to it next time of you fighting with fans in the sporting events.
I forgot that had happened. Yeah, that's a good one.
So
that's a good one.
Look forward to that next week. We'll see you next time.
I don't look for drama, but man, do I find it.
Wow. You should do some acting classes.
Why? Because it was so bad I wasn't acting. I was just being honest.
You should teach them.
That's not what you meant. End this thing.